Hey everyone, welcome, 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 welcome. This is day number 3 of 100 Days of Purpose, and we are coming to you today. Yesterday, we talked about understanding why it is important to live a life of purpose. And once you have your why down, now we want you to find out what you were put on earth to do, what you are really supposed to do. So the day one, we talked about just do it. And I don't know if every day I'm going to recap, but we're just starting out. So I thought I would recap a little bit. So we talked about just do it. Don't make excuses. Just jump right in and let's get it done. Yes, there's going to be hard times. Yes, there's going to be obstacles and circumstances and situations that arise that will tell you that you cannot accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, but just do it. Just dive right in and get it done. Because even when you make mistakes, you're making movement forward. I think it was Denzel Washington was given a commencement speech to a graduating part class, and I can't remember. I think he was at Penn State. I want to say he was at Penn State. But he was talking to them, and he told them to fail forward, and that's the way we have to do it. We have to fail forward. We don't have to be afraid to fail. We just need to fail forward, not backwards, not to the side. We don't need to take ourselves out of the game, but we need to stay in the game and understand that even mistakes move us forward. Even mistakes help us get to where we want to go. And then yesterday we talked about the importance of the why, because when we do want to throw in the towel, when those obstacles and circumstances and situations come up that will hinder, block, and stop us, we want to be able to say, no, I'm doing this because of this. And that why has to inspire you, not motivate you, but inspire you to be the very best that you can be. And so today we're going to talk about living on purpose, because what are the 3 things that I always say? I say you have to be intentional, you have to be strategic, and you have to be on purpose. And what I mean by that is that you have got to do things intentionally. You've got to make up your mind that, look, no matter what, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to take a little bit of coffee. You got to say, I'm going to be intentional about what I do. I'm going to be intentional about the people that I have around me. I'm going to be intentional about what I say. When I teach sign language, I always tell them in sign language, it is such a wonderful language because you say what you mean and you mean what you say. You don't, in English, we can find a workaround, right? We can go around the what's it called? The Maryball bush or whatever, Maryberry bush or whatever it's called. We can go around that bush all day long and we can talk about stuff and not really talk about anything, not really say anything. And, I have this saying that I see your lips moving, meaning you ain't saying nothing. You're not saying nothing of substance. I see your lips moving. I hear your voice. I hear the noise coming out of your mouth, but you're not saying nothing. And so we have that in us to just talk out the side of our neck, right? Just to talk. And we don't really say what we mean, and we don't really mean what we say, because later on when someone comes to collect, they're like, well, you said, and you're like, well, that's not what I meant. Right. And so you got to be intentional about what you're doing. You have to be strategic about who you align yourself with. And you should align yourself not just with people that are like-minded people. And I see people are popping in. I'm sorry if I don't say hi to you because I'm on StreamYard, and StreamYard does not allow me to see who's popping in, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook. So, hey, people, thank you so much for joining. But if you want to send comments, please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and that way I can see your comments on the live, okay? And then number 1, let me know that you're here. Say, hi, I'm here watching you live, or hi, I'm here watching you in the replay. And then come back after I give the homework and write your homework up, or write what you've discovered about yourself, because I always get homework every day. So day 1, day 2, there was homework to do. So please do that homework and come back and let me know, because I want this to be interaction. I don't want you just to listen to me and be inspired by what I say, or be motivated by what I say and don't do something. I want you to do something. Just do it. Okay. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about living on purpose, and I'm going to do like I did yesterday so I can keep it concise. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to go yesterday because I was I was reading it, but then I was explaining some things as thoughts came to me. I'm going to try to stay with what I wrote and get you guys up out of here because I know you're busy and you got a lot of things to do. I know I'm busy and I got a lot of things to do, but I do want us to live a life of purpose. And that means we got to be intentional. We got to be strategic, and we have to understand what purpose is. We have to understand why we're doing it and do it on purpose. You know, we used to say as a child, he hit me on purpose, right? He meant to do that thing. I need you to mean to do that thing. Okay. She meant to hit me. She hit me on purpose, or, they said that on purpose. And that's what I want you to remember: on purpose, strategic, intentional, and on purpose. Okay. So living a life of purpose, do not waste any more time stumbling through life. Do not waste any more time meandering and wondering if you are doing the right things. Know that you're doing the right things. It is important to have purpose. I've seen lives filled with loneliness and despair when no specific purpose has been embraced. On the other hand, I've seen drastic improvements in the psychological well-being when people have identified a meaningful purpose. When you've identified what it is that you were put on earth to do. I always do this example. A plate is made to be a plate. And what do you use a plate for? What is the purpose of that plate? Now, can you use the plate for other things? Like, if you don't have a lid for your pot and you need to put a lid on it so the rice can steam, and the plate covers it nicely and keeps all of that in. Can you use the plate as a lid for your pot? Absolutely. Well, is that why it was created? Is that why it was made? No. Okay. So many of us, we are doing things that we can do well, but that's not what we're supposed to do. Many of us think our passion is our purpose. Many of us think our ministry is our purpose. Many of us think that our calling is our purpose. Many of us think when we say, "Who are you?" we tell you what we do. Because we haven't taken the time to know who we are, and we haven't taken the time to understand why we were created, why we were put on earth for such a time as this. Without purpose, what is the point of getting up every day? I always say that when you know your purpose, you are happy to get up. You're happy to go to work. You're happy to do the things that you do because you're doing it. Why? Strategically, intentionally, on purpose. Life cannot be just about growing up, getting a job, taking a few vacations, retiring, and dying. If that's all there is to life, check me out now, right? Is that what you want your life to be? Do you want them to say that on your obituary? She grew up, she went to school, got an education, she got some degrees, she got a good paying job. She hated her job, but it was good paying. She paid her bills on time. She took a few vacations. She went to Reno, right? She was a good friend. She was a good sister. Maybe she was a bad friend sometimes. Is that what we want life to be? It can't be about that. And then she died. Is that why we are here on earth? I believe that we are on earth for a special purpose, which is up to us to name, recording. According to the American Heritage Dictionary, purpose is defined as 1, the object towards which one strives for, the object towards which one strives or for which something exists, an aim or a goal. 2, a result of effort, a result of effect that is intended or desired, an intention. Remember I say intentional, strategic. It's a determination, a resolution, and number 4, the matter at hand, the point at issue. Purpose in life is the intended result of our focus, determination, and intention. It is the entire point of our existence. Many spiritual disciplines offer a framework to help followers define their life's purpose. Followers take comfort in teaching and traditions of spiritual leaders and their insight into a higher power's purpose for them. Some believe that life is about striving to stay pure in mind and in deed. Others emphasize that life should be enjoyed and experienced. Others say that life is suffering, and our purpose is to detach from our egos and melt into the cosmos. Still, others say that life should be about service to others. Regardless of the particular spiritual tradition or philosophical base, there is profound psychological value in clearly defining a customized purpose. You need to understand that your purpose is customized to why you breathe. Okay, because you guys know I'm a Christian, you know I'm a pastor, you know I'm going to go to the Bible. I'm going to tell you what the Word of God says. However, today I'm trying to stay in the mainframe. I'm trying to stay right in the middle of the road so I can talk to my atheist friends, my agnostic friends, my Christian friends, whatever, my Muslim friends, whatever you may be, whatever traditional spiritual journey you are on or not on. I want to stay right there in the middle of the road so you all can understand that everyone has a purpose. You were put on this earth for a reason. And if you do not find what that reason are, you're just meandering through life. And when there is no use for something, what do you do with it? Why is purpose so important? A purpose sets the entire context for our lives. Without a clearly defined purpose, we are just a haphazard combination of goals and non-goals and actions and non-actions, meandering through space and time. A purpose is a master plan for our lives. Knowing our purpose helps us to define our goals. It helps us avoid getting lost in the minutia of daily life by keeping our eyes on the target. Keep your eyes on the prize. Do not take your eyes off of the prize. It can make life much more enjoyable and effortless. I'm going to say that part again. It can make life much more enjoyable and effortless. If you are going through something and you are struggling, are you supposed to be struggling? Are you supposed to be scratching your head wondering why it won't work? Maybe it's not working because that's not why you were created. That's not why you were designed. That's not why you're here. You know, you may be good at some things, but just because you're good at it doesn't mean that's what you're supposed to do. I can be good at making lemonade, but I wasn't put on the earth to make lemonade. I'm a good cook, but I wasn't put on the earth to be a chef. Keep your eyes on the target because it can make life much more enjoyable and effortless. Purpose is not something that others choose for us. Rather, it is something we must choose for ourselves. It emerges from an exploration of what we value most. When we are defining our purpose in life, it is important. It's important not to worry about how we will go about achieving it. Take a breath. You find out what your purpose is. It's not about you becoming the God of your purpose, right? You don't have to know how. You don't even have to know where and when. You just need to understand the why. Why you have to live a life of purpose and what that purpose is. So it emerges from our exploration of what we value most. When we are defining our purpose in life, it is important not to worry about how we will go about achieving it. When we identify and commit to our intentions, the opportunities and the methods for achieving our purpose will begin to show up. In fact, they are often already in our lives. But we may not have noticed them because we were not paying attention, because we didn't know what our purpose was. Do you have things in your life and you're like, I don't know why this keeps popping up. I don't understand why these opportunities keep coming to me. I don't even you think about that. Or I do it without even thinking. It's second nature to me. Defining our purpose helps us focus. As long as your purpose fills you with passion, okay? Your purpose is going to fill you with passion. Remember, I said passion is the fuel for purpose. You can be passionate about a lot of things, but your purpose never changes. But you need that passion to fuel your purpose so you can get from point A to point B. You don't know how you're going to get there, but you need that passion to get you there. And it may show up in different ways. Remember, it comes in opportunities. Later on in this 100 days, I'm probably going to go back and revisit, because it's the foundation of what I coach and what I teach about the 4 wills, right? And I'm not going to go into it right now, but there's 4 wills. And those things always show up when you're living a life of purpose. Let me just go on and break it. I'm going to give a spoiler alert. You got to have the resources, right? So when you get intentional about what you're going to do, when you get your strategic mindset, when you are saying, okay, this is my purpose and I'm going to be strategic about it and be intentional about it, and I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to make it happen. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but it's going to happen. You're going to find that you have a limited amount of resources in your life right now. And as you make yourself more available, more resources will be handed over to you. So resources is the first one. Influence is the second one. You're going to start off with a little influence, and it's going to grow as you become more and more intentional about your purpose. And then there has to be the willingness to do what it is. That's kind of where the passion comes in, the willingness to do what it is that you are purposed to do, what you were created to do. And then the willingness, and then the opportunities show up. To keep you on point, to keep you moving forward. And as quiet as it's kept, purpose will bring forth profit. We're going to talk about that too. I may even have a guest come on and talk about that. Whether you start your own business or where you get promoted on your job, purpose brings forth profit. As long as your purpose fills you with passion, it can be simple and safe or grandiose and daring. My purpose is to bring hope and healing to a broken world. people that have been traumatized, people that have been abused, people that have been heartbroken, people that just need someone to listen to them and not criticize them, but show them a more excellent way, because they're acting out. They're doing things that are not a part of who they are, but they're reacting to what occurred in their life. Not making excuses for them, but I've been there, done that. And I know how people wrote me off and made me feel like I was less than because I was going through some things and I didn't recognize and connect the dots that my anger and bitterness and my outbursts and my disrespect and my hatred, not just for people, but for myself, it stemmed from the abuse. You got to connect the dots so you can heal. So my purpose, if I put it in a sentence, is to bring healing and wholeness, transformation to the broken. And I cover every issue: emotional, spiritual, financial, verbal, sexual, all of it. Whatever the pain, what is your pain? My 5 transitional questions. Number 1, what is your pain? What is it that I need to fix in your life? Okay? All of my activities, intentions, and goals emerge from this basic purpose. What is your purpose? If you do not already know, take the time to find out what it is and define it clearly. You've got to know that thing frontwards and backwards. You got to live it, breathe it, smell it. Okay? You gotta embrace that thing. You cannot get into it and be like, okay, well, I'm half in, I'm half out. You can't do that, because this is who you are. This is how you show up on a daily basis. So how do you define it? Number 1, you start by examining, and this is your homework. You start by examining what you value most. Is it balance, faith, family, compassion, excellence, generosity, peace, connection to others, or something else? What do you value the most? Number 2, consider what you would hope others would say about you when they describe you, or what you would want to be written in your obituary. What legacy do you want to leave behind for generations to come? How will you be known when you pass on? What will your reputation be? What do you want it to be? Number 3, take a moment to write down your own special purpose. Because when you think about it, there's things in your life, there's like this little silver lining in your life that is pointing you to your purpose. It's pushing you. It's making you, I mean, there's certain things that you do, and like I said, you do them second nature. It just happens. And when you do it, you feel so good. You're like, man, that was great. But then you dismiss it because I don't know how to make money at that. I don't know how to continue to do that. But when I do it, man, I just feel so fulfilled. It's already, that silver lining is already there. So I want you to sit down. Number 1, the first thing you're going to do is start by examining what you value the most. Number 2, you're going to consider what you want your legacy to be when you're gone. What are they going to say about you at your funeral? What are they going to say about you in your obituary? What are they going to say? What do they say behind your back? How do you want to be known? And number 3, take a moment to write down your own special purpose, things down like goals and purpose greatly increase your power in accomplishing it in your life. It does not have to be perfect. Just write it down. No excuses. Just write it down. You can go back in and fix it up later. Write it down. Even if you get it wrong, write it down. Just do it. Because you can always hone in it and fine tune it. Okay? And number 4, start each day by reciting what your purpose is. Write it on a business card and carry it in your wallet or purse. And in your moments of fear, frustration, and despair, when you want to throw in the towel, you pull out that card and you read it aloud. Words have power. Doing so will help you keep things in perspective and remind you to stay focused on what it is that is most important to you. Remember yesterday I said sometimes when we focus on the what things are most important, they're not things at all, right? And in conclusion, do not waste any more time stumbling through life. Take the time to identify your purpose and strive to let your purpose express itself every day in your work, in your play, in your relationships, and in your being. Living a life of purpose will translate to better well-being for you, for your family, and for the world you were called to serve. Because at the end of the day, purpose always serves others. It's for the greater good, not just for your good. You're going to benefit from it. Don't hear me and hear me well, because you know Linda going to tell you the truth. You're going to benefit from it. I told you, purpose brings profit. It brings opportunities. It brings more resources. It brings more influence. And, you know, come on, let's just be honest. When you got more resources coming in, you got more influence coming in, you got more opportunities to do what you love, you're going to be willing to do that thing. Okay? So, there it is. You be blessed. You be encouraged. You know that living a life of purpose is what you ought to do. You know it. You know it in your knower. You know it in your thinker. You just get out and do it. So listen, here it is. You want to get in touch with me? You're like, Linda, you're saying some good stuff, but I need a little bit more information. I need some more resources. I need to hire you as my coach. I need to go through some of your programs. I got programs, War on the Mind, Speak to the Mountain. I'm writing a program right now, Thrive and Prosper. Yeah, you come on. I got something for you. I can help you. I can do it for you. So come on. There is the web address. You can go to the website. You can schedule a session with me. Sessions are free. The session or the introductory session is free, I should say. So you can get your consultation with me for free. And you either get a 30-minute or an hour consultation, depending on what it is that you need from me. So we can go through the 5 transitional questions and I can get you on the road. Because we got to hit the ground running. Okay? Time waits for no one. And no time is wasted time. But we got to start somewhere. Just do it. So you be blessed, you be encouraged. I am Coach Linda to some, Pastor Linda to others, author to a few more. But I want you to know that I want you to live strategically, intentionally, on purpose. So let's do it. See you tomorrow.